neighborhood hero on Friday evening. I'm going to get into it in a second. All right, guys, Shaun Campbell 2.0 here. We're going to talk about a neighborhood hero. UFC champion and gold medalist Henry Cejudo was a hero over the weekend on Friday evening. Okay, and I'm going to get right into the story, okay, guys? Okay, from UFC champion to neighborhood hero. A story you probably haven't even heard about, guys. So there was a drunk driver came flying through Henry Cejudo's neighborhood, and he flew into someone's house, okay? And then he gets out of the car, this, that, and the other, and a scuffle happens. And who saved the day? You guessed it, Henry Cejudo. So let's get into the video. All right, guys, so I'm going to get into the video here. So I'm going to take you with me here. We're going to play it on my screen here. As I play it, we're going to talk about it, okay? So let's get into it right now. This is Henry Cejudo talking to a reporter after the incident. And we talk about the whole thing here. I'm probably just going to play it and talk about it at the same time. Let's go.
Walk me through what happened last night.
Well, last night I was with my producer, Dylan Rush, and we were adjusting, so I had a chance to really see the car coming super hard on the curve of our neighborhood. And we saw this car literally flying. Like I've never seen a car fly so fast, particularly in a neighborhood like this. So if I could suspect maybe or gauge, he's probably going in between 70 to 80 miles an hour. He ends up running into my neighbor's yard, a little bit of mine, my other neighbor in front of me, and then bounces the car off 2 times, and then literally goes into Rebecca's room, and the whole car was in there. So when all that kind of took place, I heard a big,
This is Henry Cejudo, guys. He's the 2-time UFC champion in flyweight and bantamweight, I believe, or flyweight. Yeah, flyweight and bantamweight divisions. He's a 2-time champion in the UFC. He's also the Olympic gold medalist, guys. Okay, I believe it was in 2008, but we can fact check that in a second. But this is Henry Cejudo. But he's only a small guy, guys. Just keep that in mind. He's 5'4", 135 when he competes. So he probably walks around 5'4", 150 or so. But yeah, so this is Henry Cejudo.
Able to catch the speed of the car, and I knew it hit something. I'm glad it was in my house, and then I kind of went to go look, and I heard the largest thump you could ever think of, if you ever heard like a thunderstorm, sounded like that. And the next you know, the car was inside the bedroom on top of the bed. And those guys, there were 4 passengers in there. They were all kind of struggling to get out. It took them all a minute. One of the passengers got out limping, left the scene. The 3 others, they struggled for a minute to get out. We had already called the cops. And the driver, who was wearing the blue shirt, he got out, and he was like, "Yeah, it's not our fault." Like he was intoxicated, maybe on drugs, a few other things. And he tried to leave the scene. And as I said, "Hey, you guys are not going anywhere." The owner, Wayne, he got in front and kind of tried to stop him because he just ran into his house. And when he stopped him, the guy ended up throwing a punch. Ended up hitting Wayne in the face and hit him in a couple of times before I kind of started reacting. My wife tried to intervene, like she was the closest to them. She kind of intervened right away, so she got hit a little bit.
This is crazy,
and then once
guys.
I saw that, I was like, all right, it's time for me to take this into my own hands. And so I grabbed the guy, picked him up, dropped him, put his arms behind his back, and I got I had to slap him around a little bit. I didn't really hit him with the close fist, but I had to kind of teach him a lesson. Hey, I have kids, and it was unfortunate what happened, but it happened, and luckily once.
What would you guys do if this happened in your neighborhood? Wouldn't that be just fucking nuts? A car comes flying through, hits like a curb or whatever, goes flying up in the air through the house, through his neighbor's house, and lands on the bed of one of his neighbor's bedrooms, okay? That's crazy.
Once I stopped him, I think it's a lot easier to stop somebody rather than having 2 or 3 people. I got him pretty good, so I had him there, and I was kind of even asked me to don't put all my weight on them. So I kind of was like, all right, man, I understand. And then that's when our neighbor across the street pulled out a gun. He's like, hey, man, you got to, if you move again or if you do something, like you're going to heaven or hell pretty much. So he had pulled out a gun, and that's all she wrote. But they were all trying to leave the scene, including the girl. Like, they were all trying to leave, and Wayne had a gun. So Wayne was armed, the owner of the house, and so was Mike, my other neighbor. So, this is America. You just never know, what's going to happen. And that was pretty much it. I think the biggest thing that I was afraid of is if they had guns, which there was a gun inside the car, but apparently it was like a toy gun or whatever that was. I'm still not too sure what it was, but there's a gun inside the car.
As the car first started to round the bend here, what went through your mind?
I'm just thinking, like, I'm like, dude, we had a party of, like, there's probably about 30 kids. There's probably about 50, probably around 60 people. Or half of those people were about kids about a couple of hours earlier. So my neighbor Nick at the corner lot, he had a party. So I'm just like, gut right. This is a very happy neighborhood. Like, kids with dogs, you can always see people walking their dog. Like, this is to me, this is the most friendliest neighborhood here in the Biltmore, especially Barrage, is the most friendliest neighborhood, like, on earth. Like, if something happens, whatever, the neighbors are there. If somebody moves in, everybody brings a pie. Can go welcome to the neighborhood kind of type of thing. So, and as much as we're very welcoming, like, the neighbors came together and we stopped the criminals. Nobody got away. There was a fight that broke out between the neighborhood and the imposters that came and did this damage, but justice was served.
The person who stuck around that you ended up having to hold down, was that the driver?
That was the driver. And I'm glad we got the driver. The guy that left the scene, he ended up getting cocked. He was limping. It was bad. It was a horrible. Like, if these guys would have hit a tree or something that wasn't drywall and kind of take away a little bit of that blow, like, they'd all be dead. That well that I have right there in front of my house, if they would have hit that thing, dead. All of them. That's how fast they were going. Like the car, like, I thought it was somebody that really knew how to drive, because they were like, man, they were driving with confidence, like you had, like, pedal to the metal type thing.
Wild.
So nobody died. Luckily, I was here to stop it, because my neighbor said, if you weren't here and I see Wayne getting hurt, like, I was going to shoot the man. So that's kind of what happened. So, luckily nobody died yesterday. I think a lot of lessons learned from a lot of people. And you guys, I'm just happy that I happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Your neighbor across the way here kind of showed me the path the car took. Did it kind of fly through her yard?
It did. So you can see it from right there. You can see those two little marks that's from the car. So it jumped not only once, but twice. So it went boom. It went up the burner.
That's crazy, guys.
Fell, but because it was still going, boom, and then it went up the other wall and then went through the house.
And it was completely inside the house?
It was completely inside the house. I mean, I have pictures that I could show you and send you. It was terrible.
Have you ever seen anything like that?
That's
no,
crazy,
no, I've
guys.
seen a lot of things in my life.
Crazy.
I've witnessed a lot of things in my life.
So, how are your neighbors doing? Do you know? Can you talk to them?
No, our neighbors are good. We met up this morning. We had a chance to kind of, just reminisce. It was a good, like I said, like, this neighborhood is it's very close. And luckily everybody came together, and there's no way that these guys were going to overpower us. And I think that's kind of what happened yesterday night.
Talk about your method to how you knew what you had to do in the moment to keep him down.
Which surprises me how much, like, the cops struck me with them. Just like, you got to control his hips. So as soon as I dropped him down, I put my weight on his hips. I put one arm behind his back, and then I went with the other one. And then when I did that, I pretty much just grabbed both of them, put it into one. And then I will say this, I did slap him. So I'm just like, hey, man, you're...
Basically, guys, these are professional fighters. Do not mess with these MMA guys. Oh, my God, especially world champions and Olympic gold medalists in wrestling. You do not mess with these guys. He's only 5'4", 150 pounds at the most. And he probably handled that guy. If we were to see it, he probably handled the guy easily. Let's get back into it.
You're doing this, and my kids could be outside. You kill somebody, so I did do that. But luckily I didn't. If I would have known that he hit my wife, then it would have been different. Like he would probably been
Yeah.
unconscious.
Yeah.
But thank God. Honestly, if you guys want the truth, I was a little high. And it had just finished, so
Oh my
a little more relaxed.
gosh.
So maybe if I wasn't, it'd be a little bit different.
Do your UFC skills transfer over to
He's definitely a charismatic guy. He's even fun during an interview here. You know what I mean? Like he's good. He's good.
something like this?
Oh,
or is it a
100
completely different set of fighting?
Oh no, 100%. Like what the sport of mixed martial arts teaches you, the sport really does humble you. You know, and I know what I could do with these arms. Like even the other day was like maybe about 350 pounds. I would have taken him out too, like with no problem, with no ease. But I think some of these guys, they probably recognize it. Like we're not. I know when the cops and the fire department came, I know they were like, oh, that was the wrong house to. So, but overall, I'm just glad my neighbor's doing okay. Like I would, I'll take a bullet for Wayne. And that's how us neighbors are, and I'll be willing to, went into the line of fire. But I'm really surprised that my wife was the one that kind of went in there first. I'm just like, whoa. I was like, hey, I've always told her, dude, if I'm there, like, chill out.
Is she okay?
She suffered. Her inside of her lip, it's a little red. So.
But overall,
overall, she's fine. Overall, she's like, you know what? Maybe I should start fighting. So we'll see.
What's your message to people who want to disrupt this neighborhood?
Yeah, you guys are, careful.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Olympians in this neighborhood. There's a lot of metal in this neighborhood. So if you come prepared, because we're here to take over.
Speaking about the Olympics, do you have any plans to return anytime soon?
No, I'm too old.
That's a crazy question.
But I will be there. But I will go there.
To LA.
To LA, yeah, I'll be there. I'll probably be there for at least a week. I tend to take off every time, so I'm excited about that. But we're talking about 3 years from now.
Yeah. What about your fighting career? Where do you stand now?
My fighting career, I have one more fight that I want to do. I have one more fight, and that's it. That's my last fight. I think with situations like this, me getting eye poked in my last fight where I'm still having double vision, having to deal with.
He's standing strong with that eye poke, so I don't think it's bullshit. Because people on MMA community are saying, oh, he's lying about the eye poke, making excuses. If he's still talking about it now, he's in a real life situation. He's not playing to the camera. Well, he's probably playing his persona a little bit as being Triple C and all that stuff, right? But I believe him. I believe that eye poke really did hurt him and it hurt him bad, and I believe it.
Dumb kids driving like maniacs that need a spanking from their damn parents that they never got, or maybe a hug. Like, I want to make sure that I'm here because you never know, accidents do happen, and one day you're here, next day you're not.
So right now you like to be home with the family?
Oh, of course. If I'm not training or working, I'm with my kids.
Mm-hmm. Was it scary, knowing they were awake last night and could have been out here playing?
Yeah, it was scary. Like seeing my little daughter in the front window, she was like, oh my God. And for some reason, my wife was telling me, we're kind of laughing a little bit. She was like, I hope they don't kill Henry.
Does she always call you Henry?
No, she doesn't, but I think it was like, because, my mother-in-law does. She calls me by my name. So my wife or nobody was there, and it was just like she kept referring to me in my first name. But she saw me on top of the criminal. I try not to talk to her about it too much because I don't want to put that pressure on her. But, it's, we do this.
I always say that parents or dads, moms, you're the kid's superheroes, okay? And you don't think his daughter is excited about all this? Yeah, so Henry, and what Henry really is in real life, this kind of puts in a real life situation how he really is a superhero. But in your kid's eyes, keep in mind, you are a superhero. So be a good role model. Okay, let's go.
We do this for our family. And that's the beauty of America. And I think people need to realize that, whether you like guns or not, you need them. You need them because there's some crazy bandits out there that do have them, and you have to be able to protect yourself.
You mentioned that the car landed just completely on top of the bed. I mean, thinking that it could have been just a few hours later and someone was sleeping.
Yeah.
What goes through your mind?
Crazy.
Oh my God, yeah. Then somebody would have really died. Because you imagine you being the parent and somebody did that to your kids, like. And Wayne and the owner actually had a gun when he got assaulted. So just imagine. if I didn't grab him and do all that and control him, like, he would have been dead. And he doesn't know that, so whatever his name is, like, he's gonna be doing his time in prison. But I hope he can I hope he can really look deep inside him and start making those right decisions, because he definitely got a second chance at life. Not just from the accident, bro, but from my neighbor or neighbors.
So several neighbors were out here trying to control him.
Yeah, no, there was like whoa, yeah. Well, no, I'm the one that controlled him, but I'm saying a couple of them already had guns.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's make that clear, everybody. I'm Henry Cejudo still is. He's the man. He's like, let's make that clear. I'm the one that controlled him. Even she smiled at that. That's funny. Kiss go.
So it wouldn't have been good for him.
What was he saying anything when he got out of the car?
Oh yeah, oh, that's not my problem. That wasn't me. It's not my car. Just something dumb.
Of course.
And then he did his best to escape, and he was beat up. Like, he was already beat up prior to getting beat up. Like, you know, that wasn't the right move. He should have just stayed like a man and be like, hey, you know what? I messed up. This is what happened.
But there was at least one other person who waited on the curb, I heard.
Yeah. No, yeah, so the other one had to wait because the guns were pulled. So when the guns were pulled, they're like, hey, you're not going anywhere, pal. Like, you're staying here until the cops get here. And there's a police station literally a mile, maybe less than a mile. So the cops came within 5 minutes. Yeah.
So, I mean, overall, you know, how did it feel waking up this morning?
Peaceful, honestly. I mean, you know, look at this neighborhood. You feel like you're in, you know, a little town in Iowa. You know, everybody here has grass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't feel like you're in Arizona. We got a beautiful view of Squaw Peak. The weather has been gorgeous. Nothing changes. It's just stupid kids doing stupid things. And, I mean, that's all it was now. But, you know, he has to pay the price. You know, justice will be served. And, you know, he's going to have to answer to the judge. And, you know, there's so many things that he did wrong. From speeding, reckless driving, speeding, you know, disturbing the peace. Property damage. I mean, the whole trying to flee the scene. I mean, I can already see how many charges are going to go up against him. You know, and I'm sure Wayne's a great guy. Wayne's a great man. I'm sure he forgives him. But you imagine if one of his daughters were sleeping.
Oh my God.
You know, Rebecca now. She has a kid, and her little boy is 1. But you imagine if she's a mom and she just happened to stay over at dad's, and boom, with a 1-year-old. I mean, that'd be horrible.
Crazy.
We often hear of people taking, like, MMA to have defensive fighting skills. Is that something you'd recommend for people in case situations like that happen?
Yeah. Of course. Even the FBI, a good friend of mine, Kash Patel, who is now the head of the FBI, he wanted to do something along those lines. We're getting UFC fighters to train the FBI.
I think that'd be a good
Smart.
idea.
It's a real fight what we do. You know, even if the guy had a knife at least or a gun, I'd be able to get through that. You know.
Henry Cejudo just proved that the MMA skills come in handy. So I think it is a great idea for CIA, FBI, police forces to get these UFC MMA fighters involved and training their staff how to subdue potential suspects and all that kind of stuff. Okay, let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Or survive that mentally. You know, there's other ways to take people down with my legs and things of that nature. You know, so, you know, I just did my job. I'm no hero. Not every hero has a cape, but, or not every
You're
hero
a hero, buddy. A gold medal. He's still talking about.
I do.
This is Henry Cejudo.
That's all, man. It wasn't, you know, I'm just happy to do that for a neighbor. That's it. I know that's what Wayne would probably do.
2-time UFC champion and gold medal Olympics.
You hear often. Like, a lot of people, I feel like, don't know their neighbors, but here, you know.
Oh, yeah, we know all our neighbors. This is a super close, tight-knit neighborhood. Like I said, when you come home, you just they welcome you to the neighborhood. You know, you get a pie. Like Kathy, they became kind of my Kathy and Terry. They became, you know, my grandparents that I've never had. You know, my neighbor I'm super close with. You know, they invited me to their wedding. I mean, it's just great all the way around. All
right, guys, that was great. All right, so that's it. That's the video. That's the news. That happened on Friday evening, guys. That's crazy. Henry Cejudo. I love that footage. I was shocked when I didn't see this like floating around everywhere in the MMA community. So I thought, shit, I better do a video on this. So anyways, Henry Cejudo is a neighborhood hero. Not only is he the Triple C, the Olympic gold medalist and two-time UFC champion in 2 different weight classes, he is also a neighborhood hero. So add that to his credentials. So anyways, I thought that was a great video. Thanks for checking it out. I'm Shaun Campbell 2.0. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. And subscribe to me on YouTube, guys. All right, thanks for watching the video. That's it, guys. That was a great little video clip there. So yeah, so I'm going to close this off. That was Henry Cejudo. He is now a neighborhood hero. All right. So thanks for checking that out. And Henry Cejudo, great job, my friend.